Hello, everyone. I'm Tammara-Nicole Gardner. I'm the author and creator of the 12 Guiding Stars system. And this month on the channel, we're going to slow everything way down. Welcome to the month of November, a period of rest, reflection, and restorative work. In particular, this month, November 2025, we have a lot of planets going retrograde. So in addition to the natural shift in the season, we're also being invited by the grander scheme of the cosmos to really shift our perspective inward. So we're going to kick off this month by talking about shadow work. Let's get into this topic. I hope that you're enjoying your November so far. I am filming this on a cold, rainy November morning in central North Carolina, and I really enjoy being able to look out my window and see the notable marked shift and change in the seasons that is going on. With the leaves changing color and falling off of the trees, it is definitely chillier, cooler, wetter. And I can really sense where nature is inviting us to go internal. In addition to that normal, natural shift in the seasons that we experience every year, this November, the cosmos has a whole bunch of planets going retrograde. And when planets go retrograde, it appears from our vantage point on Earth that they are moving backwards from the normal course of their orbit. That's an illusion. That's not really what is happening, but that's the way that it appears to us. And depending on where this is hitting you in your personal birth chart, you're going to feel the need to look inside of yourself, get a little quieter, maybe review and go over things that you have done before in the past. And that is why this November in particular is so special to me. We live in a culture that is go, 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 produce, and our value gets equated as a human being with how much we can produce and do. And so we've really become disconnected in our culture from these periods, this natural ebb and flow of energy in the universe. We're always turned on instead of taking a moment for what I like to call a sacred pause to really rest. We see this happening in nature. It is something that we should incorporate into our personal lives, and something that I am inviting you to do this month to the greatest extent possible. I certainly realize and recognize that you live in the culture, the same culture that I do, that puts that pressure on you to keep going. But to the greatest extent possible that you can reserve time for yourself throughout this month, I really encourage you to do that. And in particular, I encourage you to use that time to do a little shadow work. What is shadow work? You may have heard this term thrown around a little bit in the manifestation community. So let's get clear on what it is and what the link is between shadow work and manifesting your dreams and your goals. So in modern day manifestation, we are starting to really recognize and understand the link between the nervous system in the body and our ability to manifest. So the nervous system, of which your brain is a part, is basically designed or believed to have been designed to keep you alive and to keep you safe. This is the system that stores our unconscious memories, which inform the programming that's going on in our subconscious mind, that drives the actions and things that we do in our conscious reality. The subconscious and unconscious mind make up about 95% of your thought process. So your conscious mind is actually kind of puny. It's really just interpreting things that are going on in the background. It is the lens through which you interpret what is going on in your reality. But it's not really what's driving your behavior. So doing shadow work, which is going down deep into the subconscious mind and uncovering revealing what is going on there can be really powerful, impactful work in your manifestation practice. Shadow work is self-discovery work. Shadow work is revealing what is hidden. Shadow work is looking inside of your subconscious mind, taking a peek at what's going on in the background. And that is the first step to really rewriting those programs to be more supportive and more beneficial to the goals and dreams that you want to achieve in your life. So how do we do shadow work? Because what's going on in the subconscious is hidden. We don't readily see it, and therefore we may not be able to say, oh, I know what's going on in my subconscious mind and what's blocking me. All we really witness is a repeated pattern in our life that we don't like. And for whatever reason, we can't stop doing or attracting. That is because the subconscious mind, which has evolved in primary part to keep you safe, has identified that experience as either unknown and therefore untested. And so it will default to that is dangerous because I don't know enough about it. Or you have memories or experiences in your past that taught your subconscious that that thing or that experience or something similar to it is not safe for you. So I'm going to protect you from it. I'm going to kick and scream and resist and find ways to block the energy that will bring your manifestation to you, or you may engage in a little what we call self-sabotage, where you do things that you actually don't want to do, and you may be kind of like robotic about doing them, and then you're like, why do I keep doing that? Like, I really want to lose 20 pounds, and I keep defaulting to eating the sugar cookies. And I can't seem to stop myself. Like, there's a compulsion there to do it. And there may be a combination of things going on in that specific example with the chemicals in our food. But for the sake of having an example to work with, you may in your conscious mind know that you want to do a thing, but you really struggle to change your habits and your ways of behaving in order to support yourself in achieving the goal that you really want to achieve. This is why willpower is kind of useless, because willpower happens in the conscious mind. Conscious mind is only 5%. Subconscious is always going to overpower the conscious mind. So how do we uncover what is underneath the patterns? I mean, the first step is to recognize that you have a pattern. That's the first thing that you're going to see, okay? And you probably have some awareness of what your patterns are. But if you don't, pop out your journal, something to write with, and examine, okay, here's what I want to manifest. And this is the pattern I keep repeating around that thing that is preventing me from manifesting it. Identify your pattern, number one. Number two, we want to see what's underneath, okay? And that is the shadow work that we're going to talk about today. What is driving that pattern? What is going on in the subconscious mind that is causing that pattern to repeat in your life over and over and over again? This can be tricky sometimes because, again, when we try to sort things out in our conscious mind, we might not be able to get down to what it is. Now, there may be things in your past that are obvious. If there was abuse or neglect when you were growing up as a child, for example, that may stand out to you in a glaring fashion as being the driving factor behind your behavior. But let's say you had a relatively quote unquote normal childhood where there wasn't anything particularly eventful going on. You may struggle to figure out what it is that is driving this pattern of behavior. In that case, you got to get into the subconscious mind. So while a lot of sort of traditional manifestation techniques can be helpful and supportive, it is better to kind of temporarily put the conscious mind to the side and go down deep into the subconscious mind, accessing it through meditative states of being or even unconscious states of being. To find out what the pattern is that's affecting you, one of my favorite things to do is ask my subconscious to work on solving this problem while I am sleeping. So, when you are in altered states of consciousness, such as meditation, or in that brainwave state where things are slowing down as you're going to sleep, sometimes when you're in the shower or when you're driving a car and you kind of zone out a little bit and you wonder, how did I get from point A to point B? Because you're relaxed and you're in the car, there's motion, so you kind of get into a hypnotic state. Those altered states of consciousness are great for accessing what's really going on. So as I'm falling asleep, I will ask my subconscious mind, while I am sleeping, please go into the subconscious and reveal for me what it is that's holding me back. You can just simply ask yourself this as you are dozing off to sleep. And I have found that even if I don't get an answer that night, I usually do get an answer within a few days. My subconscious mind says, okay, we've got something, a problem to fix, a problem to solve, something to go seek and find. You can give these directions to your subconscious mind, and oftentimes it will reveal it for you, either through your dreams, through synchronicities in your day-to-day life, signs, symbols, or you may just have that aha moment when you're driving in the car or taking a shower. And you'll be like, holy crap, that's what it is that has been holding me back. I recently had this experience. I have been practicing manifestation for 2 decades and I'm still doing this work. So I want to take a moment actually to pause and point that out, that this is a continuous work. You don't do this work once and it's done forever. Just like if you want to maintain that healthy body, you have to keep eating well and going to the gym on a regular basis, right? You have to have maintenance systems in place. So this shadow work is always something that is beneficial to continue doing, even if you've been doing this for a while. So I just want to point that out for you. So my example, where I recently had this happen, I went into a meditative state to ask my subconscious mind what was holding me back from a particular manifestation that has to do with work. And I discovered the answer came, and it was school. It was school. I realized how much I hated going to school as a child and how much the things that I would do to avoid going to school and how much school I actually missed because I was feigning illness or whatever. I hated school, and it's because I hated structure. I hated being stuck in a box. I hated being told that I must conform or there would be punishment. And I didn't feel that that really gave me the space as a child to explore my authentic self. This is really interesting information to me to discover and to see how that plays into where I have been struggling with getting a consistent routine into place with work. So I invite you to try this evening for yourself. Consider what it is that you are most wanting to manifest right now, and ask, look at your patterns, and ask your subconscious mind, what program exists within the subconscious mind that is holding me back from manifesting this? Where does it come from? Show me what I need to have revealed so that I can process through and integrate this and move beyond it. I hope that this video was helpful for you. Please let me know how it goes in the comments below. And until next time, keep shooting for the stars.